Welcome back. Well, June 1st marks the start of Pride Month, and our colleagues at NBC Out have released their annual Pride 30 list.
This year, the list is recognizing 30 performers who've practiced the art of drag. NBC Out reporter Valle and Out editorial director Brooke Sopelsa join us now. Thanks, guys, for being here. I guess talk to us about why you do this every year and why this year Pride 30 is around drag performers particularly.
Sure, I'd love to take that one. So this will be our 7th year doing our annual Pride 30 list. And the idea was really to celebrate people in the community that we're proud of, to, highlight queer joy. And every year we try to pick a theme that's relevant, that's newsy but fun. So this year, with drag performers in the spotlight like they've never been before.
In a negative spotlight in a lot of places.
Absolutely. We decided to choose them. And drag's an art form that goes back at least hundreds of years. But only now we're seeing it, interestingly, at the center of the current political culture warfare.
And I wanted to dig into that with you, Jay, because it strikes me, you say you want to celebrate queer joy at a time when the drag performances are really the center of America's culture war. So talk to us about some of the performers on the list, especially given that this art form has been around for so long.
Yeah, this certainly was a collaborative effort. It was about 5 of us working on this list, and we had to condense the list down to 30, hence Pride 30, right? So we have performers from the 1700s. Princess Seraphina, widely known as the first English drag queen. Then we have Divine from the 1940s, 1970s, who, interestingly enough, is the inspiration for Ursula in the 1989 Little Mermaids film.
Oh, I didn't know
Still
that.
inspiring today, right? And then, of course, we have RuPaul Charles, who has opened many doors for other drag performers today with the reality competition show, RuPaul's Drag Race.
So historical figures, but also some modern-day household names.
Yes.
And I would say probably my favorite person on the list. Well, I don't want to say favorite person. The one that I found so interesting, and I learned a lot from putting this list together, was Madame Pattorini. Who was born in the mid-1800s, was one of Brigham Young's 57 children.
Brigham Young, BYU.
I.e. BYU, founder of Salt Lake City, second president of the Mormon Church. And Madame Pattorini, who also was Brigham Morris Young, was celebrated by the Mormon Church, actually performed in front of one of its presidents.
Brooke, drag is highly visible. It has been, as you're pointing out, for hundreds of years. But there have been a number of anti-drag bills, right, passed, I think of Tennessee specifically, but all over the country there's been this movement. I wonder what you would say to the folks out there who maybe agree with those bills. What would you say?
Well, I just did a recount today. 19 states so far this year have proposed bills to limit or restrict drag in some way. And we have 3 states that governors have signed into law bills intended to stop drag. I would say to those who support the bill, and I'm not saying either, my personal feelings about these bills, but I think there's a lot of confusion as to what drag is. So I think there's this misconception that drag in general is something that, appeals to the prurient interest, is something sexual, is something, that belongs in seedy nightclubs. But drag, just like, big musical performances, when singers are on stage, there's a vast spectrum. And there's some drag, like drag story hours, that are specifically geared toward kids. They're reading books to kids in libraries. Yeah. Those are very different from a drag performance you may see in a nightclub after midnight.
And to that end, I know, Jay, you've spoken with some drag performers. What are you hearing from them when it comes to the current climate?
Well, certainly Jinx Monsoon, who is not shy of being vocal about the ties that drag has to the LGBTQ+ community, and also the ACLU fund launched the Drag Defense Fund with RuPaul's Drag Race, MTV, and they are simply saying that it is very much exercising their First Amendment, like any expression such as dance, fashion, music. So again, Jinx Monsoon, we've seen Ben de la Creme go on air, and they've been on air just existing on air, and that's been such an important appearance for them during this time.
And some drag performers, some of the more famous ones, have actually beefed up security. After the Club Q shooting, we talked to some of the most high-profile drag performers in the country Many of them have poured additional resources into their security system.
You sort of wonder if some folks out there could meet all the people you've met in doing this project, whether that might create more dialogue.
Stories are a powerful way to learn about different communities, and we thank you both for the stories you tell every day. Thanks so much for being with us. You're watching NBC News Daily.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.